still look at me the same, but I don't feel it anymore. Your hands still find their way to mine, but they don't hold me like before. We still talk like nothing changed, still laugh at all the same old lines, but somewhere in between the words I started losing what was mine. You're still the person that I loved, still the body that I know, but love can leave without goodbye and still be hard to let go. And no one tells you love can fade without ever walking away. Same face, different heart, same touch, different spark. You're still here in front of me, but you're not where you are. Still feel gone. Same face, different heart. You still say all the right things, but they don't land the way they did. Your love became a quieter thing, a place where something's missing lies. I still search your eyes for signs that maybe I was wrong, but every silence tells the truth that what we had is gone. And I've been trying not to notice how little you still feel, but love gets hard to recognize when all that's left is real. And no one warns you what it cost to lose someone who hasn't left. Same face, different heart, same touch, different spark. You're still here in front of me, but you're not where you are. Same voice, different soul, same eyes, but I don't know how someone can stay this close and still feel gone. Same face, different heart. It's the way you used to love me before it all turned gave me silence dressed like comfort, distance dressed like space. I learned to call your leaving love just so I could stay. I turned your cold into confusion, your absence into grace, made a home inside your half-heart and begged it not to break. I kept naming what was missing, like it might be called enough. I called it love when it was distance, called it hope when it was fear, held on longer than I should have, just to keep you near. And the hardest truth I ever touched was learning what it was. I called it love, but it was lost. I made excuses for your silence, turned your doubt to pain. Thought if I stayed soft enough, you'd learn to love the same. I gave you every quiet piece you barely held in place, and still I wore your almost love like something safe. I kept shrinking in your shadow, just to fit what you could give. I called it love when it was distance, called it hope when it was fear, held on longer than I should have, just to keep you near. And the hardest truth I ever touched was learning what it was. I called it love, but it was lost. Love should not feel lonely, should not leave you guessing why, should not make you beg for warmth, then call the hunger mine. And maybe what still hurts the most is not what you withheld, it's how long I called it love before I called it hell. I called it love when it was leaving, called it trust when it was doubt, stayed until the silence finally wore me out. And the strongest thing I ever did was seeing what it was. I called it love, but it was lost. I called it love, but it was love. You held me close enough to feel it, far enough to let me fall, gave me just enough to stay, never enough at all. You knew exactly how to keep me warm enough to not let go, but every time I reached for more, you'd give me less to hold. I stayed where you almost met my hope, and called the ache a home. You were still my favorite feeling, still my hardest goodbye, still the one I reached for most, still not mine. You were warm in all the right ways, gone in all the wrong, and the cruelest kind of almost love is when it lingers on. You were still the one I wanted, still the one I tried, still the ache I couldn't heal, still not mine. I made a language out of silence, read your distance like a sign, turned your pauses into patience and your absence into time. I kept waiting for your heart to meet me where I stood, but all you ever gave me was almost being understood. I built forever out of fragments and wondered why it broke. You were still my favorite feeling, still my hardest goodbye, still the one I reached for most, still not mine. You were warm in all the right ways, gone in all the wrong, and the cruelest kind of almost love is when it lingers on. You were still the one I wanted, still the one I tried, still the ache I couldn't heal, still not mine. Maybe that's what hurt the deepest, not that you could never stay, but how close you stood to loving me, then turned your heart away. You were still my favorite feeling, still the one I couldn't find, still the shape of what I wanted, still not mine. You were love in little pieces, never whole enough to keep, and the hardest thing I ever learned is almost love still leaves you weak, still my favorite feeling, still not mine. I let you go too slowly, like maybe you'd come back. Held on to every little sign that love was still intact. I stayed inside your distance like it was something I could fix. Turned every cold reply from you into maybe this is it. I kept believing changes were just around the bend, but some endings don't arrive, they quietly pretend. And I mistook your staying for a promise you could keep. I let you go too slowly while you were breaking, like it still belonged. I turned your almost into meaning, your silence into truth, and the hardest thing I've ever done was losing me for you. I let you go too slowly. Now I let you go. I memorize your patterns, your distance and your tone, how love could feel like presence even when I was alone. I called your effort enough, even when it barely was, because letting go completely would mean admitting loss. And I wasn't ready for that, so I stayed too long in place, turning pain into familiarity, familiar into grace. I kept hoping time would fix what time was only showing. I let you go too slowly while you were already gone. Held on to what was breaking, like it still belonged. I turned your almost into meaning, your silence into truth, and the hardest thing I've ever done was losing me for you. I let you go too slowly. Now I let you go. There's a grief in delayed goodbyes, and loving past the end, and realizing what you needed was to leave, not mend. And maybe what still hurts the most is not that you walked away, it's how long I kept you in a place you'd already stayed away. I let you go too slowly, but I'm learning how to leave. Not every love is meant to stay, not every wound should breathe. I stopped turning almost into forever, stopped turning pain to home, and the strongest thing I've ever done is let you go for good this time alone. I let you go too slowly. You didn't leave like thunder, you left like fading light, slow enough to keep me hoping, long enough to blur what's right. You stayed just long enough to teach me how silence learns my name, how someone can hold your whole heart and never hold the blame. I watched your love grow thinner in all the smallest ways, and still I called it temporary, still I begged your heart to stay. You didn't break me in a moment, you taught me how to bend. You stayed long enough to change me, long enough your shade. Now even love feels different. Now even warmth feels late. You stayed long enough to teach me how slowly hearts can break. And the cruelest kind of leaving is the kind that makes you stay. I learned to read your distance like weather in the room, how to brace for all your coldness before it fully bloomed. I learned to shrink in quiet, to need a little less, to make peace with almost loving and call the ache my best. You didn't leave me empty, you left me rearranged, still looking like myself somehow, but nothing feels the same. You didn't just stop loving me, you changed the way I heal. You stayed long enough to change me, long enough to leave your shade. Now even love feels different. Now even warmth feels late. You stayed long enough to teach me how slowly hearts can break. And the cruelest kind of leaving is the kind that makes you stay. I hate that I still carry the ways you taught me feel, how love can still be in the room and never feel sincere. I hate that I still flinch at silence, still brace for being less. You didn't just leave a memory, you left a different chest. You stayed long enough to change me, long enough to leave your stain. Now even love feels cautious, now even hope feels strange. You stayed long enough to teach me what healing has to face. And the cruelest kind of heartbreak is the kind that leaves and still remains. You stay long enough to change me. I loved you like it would save me, like your hands could pull me through, like if I gave enough of myself, I'd finally be enough for you. I made a home inside your silence, turned your distance into prayer. I kept believing if I stayed soft, love would meet me there. I gave you every careful piece, every wound I never showed, and called it trust when all I did was hand you what could break the most. I thought love meant surrender, I didn't know it should feel safe. I loved you like it would save me, like your heart could make me whole, like being chosen by your hands could heal what hurt below. I gave too much, too quietly, and called the ache devotion. And the hardest thing I've had to learn into meaning, your silence into death, your inconsistency to mystery, and call the waiting breath. I made excuses for your distance, so I would not have to see that I was loving for us both and calling it we. I thought if I could hold enough, you'd finally learn to stay. I did not know some people leave long before they walk away. I thought love meant enduring. I didn't know it should feel returned. I loved you like it would save me, like your heart could make me whole, like being chosen by your hands could heal what hurt below. I gave too much, too quietly, and called the ache devotion. And the hardest thing I've had to learn is love should never cost yourself. Love is not starvation, not proving you can wait, not shrinking into someone small to make another stay. And maybe what still hurts the most is not what you withheld, it's how long I called it love while disappearing in myself. I loved you like it would save me. Now I know that was the wound. No heart can be your shelter if you abandon your own too soon. I gave too much, too quietly, but now I see what love is. And the strongest thing I've ever learned is love should never cost yourself. I loved you like it would save me. Now I know I have to do that myself. I stayed where your love ended, like it might begin again. Kept standing in the doorway long after you walked in. I waited in your silence, like it had something left to say. Turned every pause into a promise, every distance into stay. I kept calling what was over, something wounded, not undone, as if broken things come back just because they once were warm. I was faithful to the absence, like it still belonged to us. I waited where love stopped, where your hands grew unfamiliar, where your voice still said my name, but never like it used to. I stayed where warmth went missing, still asking ashes for a spark. And the saddest thing I've ever done was build a life inside the dark. I waited where the shape of less and less. How to call your distance tired, how to call your silence stress. I learned to read around your absence, like there was something left to save. But empty has a language too, and I got fluent in the air. I kept choosing all your fragments as if they formed a whole. Kept feeding what was finished with the softest parts of soul. I kept mistaking stillness for a love that had gone quiet. I waited where love stopped, where your eyes stopped arriving, where your touch still reached for me, but never stayed enough to land. I stayed where warmth went missing, still lasting ashes for a spark. And the saddest thing I've ever done was build a life inside the dark. I waited where love stopped. There is a grief in standing still at the scene of something gone, not because it can return, but because leaving feels too wrong. And maybe what still breaks in me is not that you withdrew, it's how long I stood where love had ended, still expecting it was true. I waited where love stopped, until the silence answered clearly, until I saw what hope becomes when it is fed too long by fear. I stayed where warmth went missing, until I learned what loss is not. And the hardest thing I've had to do was leave the place where love had stopped. I waited too long. You gave me just enough forever to make me fear the end, just enough of something steady to mistake it for depend. You held me like a promise you never meant to keep, and left me learning how to drown in waters that look deep. I built a home inside your halfway, hung my heart on every word, turned your maybe into meaning and your silence into hurt. I kept calling what you gave me something close to love. Almost was enough to break me, enough to make me stay, enough to keep me hoping while you slowly slipped away. Enough heartbreak is when almost feels enough. You love me in convenient pieces, in moments not in full, in all the ways that kept me near but never truly held. I learned to live on fractions, to call the scraps complete, to starve beside your half-love and still call it sweet. I made peace with your uncertainty, called your distance just your way. But love should never feel like waiting for someone to halfway stay. I kept begging your almost to become enough for me. Almost was enough to break me, enough to make me stay, enough to keep me hoping while you slowly slipped away. Enough to feel like safety, enough to ruin trust, and the cruelest kind of heartbreak is when almost feels enough. Love is not a nearly, not a hand that only tries, not a warmth that disappears the second it says why. And maybe what still hurts the most is not what it became, it's how long I let your almost love convince me it had changed. Almost was enough to break me, but never enough to keep. And now I know what love is not. No matter how it speaks, it should not come in pieces, should not arrive half done. And the strongest thing I've ever learned is almost love is none. Almost was enough to break me. You didn't stay the way I needed, you just never fully left, like love was something half decided, still hanging in your breath. You were present in the outline, but missing in the core, like holding on to someone who's already halfway out the door. I kept calling it commitment when it barely had a name, just a habit of your silence and my refusal to complain. I mistook your hesitation for a reason to remain. You didn't stay, you just didn't leave, and I built a world on that in between, where every almost felt like truth and every doubt felt like relief. You were close enough to break me, your kind of distance, the one that never says goodbye, just slowly turns to stranger while still looking in your eyes. You gave me just enough attention to keep my hope alive, then disappeared into your silence without ever saying why. And I kept filling empty spaces with the person you used to be, loving ghost of conversation that no longer spoke to me. I kept calling it connection when it was only memory. You didn't stay, you just didn't leave, and I built a world on that in-between, where every almost felt like truth and every doubt felt like relief. You were close enough to break me, far enough to never choose, and the hardest part of loving you was learning I was losing you in pieces I could not see. There's a kind of heartbreak that doesn't slam the door, it just leaves it slightly open while you wait forevermore. And maybe what still haunts me is not what you did say, it's everything you didn't, while slowly drifting away. You didn't stay, you just didn't leave, and I finally understand love is not the space between. Oh, it's the choice of both hands. So I'm letting go of almost, of maybe, and of we. And the strongest thing I've ever done is accept what we were not and set myself free. You didn't stay, and that was enough to leave. I loved you until the room went quiet, until your warmth turned thin, until your hand still held my body but no longer let me in. I loved you past the warning, past what my heart could name, past the point where love felt lonely and still I stayed the same. I turned your silence into shelter, your distance into doubt, kept calling what was fading something we could still work out. I kept waiting for your love to sound like love again. I loved you until it sounded like silence, like waiting, like doubt, like a room I couldn't leave, like your voice still saying my name without ever reaching me. And the saddest thing I've ever done was call that kind of quiet love. I learned the language of your absence, what was not there, how to find a little meaning in the little that you spare. I called you leaving, just a season, your coldness just a phase. Make poetry out of patterns that should have made me walk away. I kept shrinking in your presence till I barely made a sound. And still I thought if I stayed softer, you might finally turn around. I kept mistaking less and less for something I could keep. I loved you until it sounded like silence, like waiting, like doubt, like a room I couldn't leave, like your voice still saying my name without ever reaching me. And the saddest thing I've ever done was call that kind of quiet patience. And maybe what still haunts me is not how much you changed, it's how long I kept listening for love in what remained. I loved you until it sounded like silence, until silence was all it became, until I heard the truth beneath it and finally called it pain. Like your hand still close around me, with nothing left to give. And the hardest thing I've had to learn is silence can sound like love when you're desperate for it to live. I loved you until I heard the silence.